Howdy, TzuDevil here, and welcome to the second match in our three-match series with Zardar Total Warrior. Um, we have here a matchup against the Greenskins. I brought a bit of a different army. I thought it would be really fun, so I brought, it's different from the army I fought against Shadow. I have some of the same elements, so for my front line, we'll get this going a little bit. I brought some longbeards, 4 units of longbeards with 1 chevron, 2 units of dwarf warriors in my center with 1 chevron, and 2 units of longbeards on this side. I brought 2 Bugman's Rangers with a chevron. My fun units are, I brought the Skolder Guard, Iron Drakes, which are armor-piercing anti-infantry. I wanted to use them against Black Orcs, and Iron Drakes, just regular flame-throwing Iron Drakes, which I wanted to use against unarmored infantry. I got some heavy hitters in the back line with 2 units of hammers, and I've got also 2 units of Slayers. So for his army, he's brought 4 units, I think, of Night Goblin Archers in his back line. I think there's 4. His mainline infantry are Night Goblins, Goblins, and the Warlord's Boys. And he does have 2 units of Black Orcs right here on this side, and he's got some Savage Orcs to back them up. So my Flame Thrower can be quite useful against that type of infantry. He's got a Goblin Wolf Chariot, and he did bring Grimgor Ironhide, who is a definite beast if he can get on my Lord, and a Goblin Big Boss. For his Skirmisher, and these Skirmishers, oh man, these are so hard to deal with. He brought Nasty Skulkers on the side. I can't see those guys yet. He does have Mogrim's Mangy Marauders, Goblin Wolf Archers. He also has the Teeth Robbers, a Goblin Wolf Chariot, and the Deaf Creepers, Forest Goblin Spider Rider Archers. And he's got on this side Nasty Skulkers as well. So we're going to get to the engagement and start this fight. So this is just a straight up slugfest. I'm going to send my Longbeards back so that I have something to defend. And we're going to get going in here. And I'm going to send my Lord in just so I could buff with the +5 melee attack and +6 weapon damage. I'm also going to send the Skolder Guard after his Black Orcs, so I'm trying to get some shots in there. So they do pretty good damage, and he's going to start shooting back. And he does get in right away with his Goblin Wolf Chariot. My Iron Drakes, I couldn't keep them online. These Skirmishers are so difficult to deal with. I've already got my Lord out of position because the Skirmishers are keeping my vision away from this front line. So the frontline engagement, my Longbeards are going to hold okay, but not against the Black Orcs, but against the Night Goblins. And these Savage Orcs coming in are just going to lay the beat down on my Dwarf Warriors. So again, I'm bringing my Slayers in to try and deal with these Teeth Robbers. He's got into my Bugman Rangers. He's going to bring his Nasty Skulkers in. And I'm just running around the back line, chasing down his troops. I want to get my Iron Drake shooting, because I know I can do so much damage with them if I can get them shooting on the right units, but it was hard to get them engaged. My Longbeards are doing okay, so I'm going to get some shots in here. I opened up this line so I could make room for my Iron Drakes to shoot down this line so I can get to these Night Goblins, and I will do a ton of damage. You can see I'm definitely really hurting them with those shots, and I'm also trying to get my Skolder Guard shooting onto Grimgor, because Grimgor, I notice already, is beating the hell out of my Lord, and I can't really do anything. I have got my hammers into this front line. I believe there's some Black Orcs there, yep. And I was bringing my Longbeards around and I forgot them, and my Dwarf Warriors as well. I'm just this back line is so difficult to deal with. So I do see my Dwarf Warriors, and I would send them back into the fight, but these guys being constantly in my back line, I'm going to try and roast those Deaf Creepers, but it keeps your mind off the battle, and he's already routed my Lord, so he's going to chase him down. Grimgor Ironhide is such a good duelist that if you don't watch him, he can just come and crush you. So I'm going to bring my Longbeards up to try and support my front line here, and I'm going to try and keep my Bugman's Rangers shooting, but he's going to get Grimgor Ironhide into my Bugman's Rangers. I'm going to try and get them to the side, and I'm going to try and get my Skolder Guard shooting at Grimgor and get him engaged. Yeah, there. I'm going to get some shots off on Grimgor, and he's going to be engaged with these Longbeards here. And I'm going to try and get my Bugman's Rangers shooting back at these. Oh, I'm going to shoot at them. He just keeps coming in with these Nasty Skulkers and these Mangy Marauders. They're just so difficult to deal with. This is definitely where we see Zardar's he has a really good micro actually. You can see the how good it is, and I've got my hammers back here. I want to go for a rear charge against these black orcs. I set them up, but I'm just trying to deal with these backline troops that keep harassing me and keep my Bugman's Rangers online. And my Skolder Guard, I have to move them back. And my these Iron Drakes are being beaten up by the Goblin Big Boss. There's just so much to deal with. I have gone in a rear charge with my hammers on these Black Orcs, so they'll do a good job, but they're going to get shot in the back by these Night Goblin Archers. They're not going to do a whole lot of damage. They're just going to pick away. And you can see every time I forgot about my Slayers, he would just kite them back and just murder them. So I see my Bugman's Rangers. I'm going to send my Bugman's Rangers to try and shoot them, and I'm going to try and bring my Slayers back when I notice them. But this is such a hard build to deal with. Yeah, there, I'm bringing them back again. I'm going to send my Bugman's Rangers. I'm going to try and shoot down his mangy Marauders. And try and get my Iron Drakes back online, but he's going to send in his big boss. He just keeps harassing him. And now he's got Black Orcs into my back line. So I've got no way to stop them. So I'm going to bring in my Slayers to try and get in the way of the Black Orcs, along with my Longbeards, and free up my Bugman's Rangers. And there, I've got some shots into the Black Orcs with my Iron Drakes, but that's not really the shots that I want. I have collapsed this side of the line. I'm starting to win this front line engagement, so I send my hammers in after Grimgor, because I know they're going to really hurt him. I've got him down to about 1,500 health right now, and he can't stay in that pocket with those hammers, that's for sure. Yeah, he's down to 1283. They will kill him if he doesn't move. So, I mean, I'm not worried about anyone else in here. I'm just trying to kill Grimgor so I can get him off the battlefield. And you can see my Iron Drakes are shooting. I'm trying to continuously reposition him, but he's going to get Grimgor. He notices that, and Grimgor is going to leave and then start coming after my my backline troops. But I'm trying to shoot right into the back of these goblins. I'm doing everything I can to keep my Iron Drakes online and keep them shooting. I've got these Black Orcs routing, but I haven't even touched these Night Goblins Archers. They haven't done a ton of damage, but they are starting to hurt me. So I've got my Skolder Guard online. I've shot into these Black Orcs and managed to rout them off. If I can just get my pocket together and kind of settle in, I can get my Slayers on the right targets. I want to get them on these Night Goblin Archers, and they'll beat them down, but I just couldn't get Grimgor. I've got my Iron Drakes here, I've got my hammers chasing Grimgor down, but I could not finish him off. If I could have finished off Grimgor, I might have been able to do a little bit better, but I'm even using my flamethrowers to just try and debuff him to get him to break. He's got this Goblin Big Boss in here again, and my Slayers are going to come after. The Slayers are going to do good against the Night Goblin Archers, but his Night Goblin Archer shooting at my Slayer is really going to hurt. Now Thief Robbers come back again. This is the other problem with frickin' these goblins. They rout, but they keep coming back, so I'm going to send my Slayers back again after the Thief Robbers. I didn't notice. I should have kept them right on Grimgor. I've got these Longbeards holding off on them, trying to desperately create a pocket right in here so that I can defend. I don't have a Lord. My Lord is dead. The Dowie leadership is very, very good. If I can just kill Grimgor Ironhide, I can try and get a mass rout going. But I'm starting to really lose on the balance of power. I'm trying to focus him down, get those Slayers to finish him off, and I want to get my Bugman's Rangers going, but he keeps this big boss on him. I just can't get away from his freaking troops. He comes in with these Savage Orcs who are going to just destroy any Slayers I have left. I only have one left there, and that will be the end of the battle. So a really, really bloody fight, and those freaking skirmishers were so hard to deal with. Okay, and to replay, valiant defeat. So really good fight, great second match, evened up the series to 1-1. You know, my Dwarf Warriors didn't do too bad with 83 and 75 kills. They were fighting goblins, of course. My Longbeards did okay, 42, 30, 59, 77, and they held as long as they could. And I mean, our Hammerers did good, 99 and 79 kills. Slayers, 52 and 53. These Iron Drakes got 61 kills. It's the Bugman's Rangers that he really shut down. Like, he just shut down these guys, Bugman's Rangers, and he shut down my Skolder Guard. I kept constantly trying to move them around so they could get shots, but these skirmishers. Now these Tief robbers, they only got 9 kills, but they were incredibly disruptive. And same with the Deaf Creepers. They got 2 kills, but they were so disruptive. They just kept on getting in my back line. And same with the Mangy Marauders. The Mangy Marauders, 23 kills. I mean, and the Goblin Wolf Chariot, again, didn't get a lot of kills, but really disrupted my back line to allow him to go to work with Grimgor. And this big boss did a lot of work. He only got 31 kills, but again, he was constantly stopping my Bugman's Rangers from shooting. And I couldn't really do anything about it. 15 and 22 kills with goblins, that was not too bad. These nasty skulkers, 74 and 80. Man, those nasty skulkers are deadly. You know, and they still had a lot of health left. 73 with the Savage Orcs. Like, this is a kind of a secret unit, I think, that not enough Greenskin players will pick against the Dawi. And if you'll see how Zardar used them in this fight, he kept them back so that they could come in after the engagement started, and they got 73 kills. I mean, really, really strong unit. They actually have really good weapon strength. 21 for the Warlords boys and 49 for the 8-Peak Loonies. 97 and 67 for the Black Orcs. And these goblins, 28, 23, 23, and 17. For their price, that's actually pretty good. They kept debuffing my units too, giving them -5 leadership for being hit by arrows. But, I mean, had I been able to kill Grimgor and maybe do a little bit of a better job on these skirmishers just to get them out a little bit earlier, I think maybe I should have focused my Iron Drakes more on the back line, because one shot from the Iron Drakes was routing these guys and getting them routing, and then kept my Skolder Guard, again, maintained their focus on those Black Orcs. I definitely could have done a little bit better, but really fun battle, exciting battle, evened up the match, and looking forward to our last match. It's the Dawi's toughest matchup, I think, against the Beastmen. I could be wrong, but I think that is the toughest matchup for the Dwarfs against the Beastmen. The Beastmen are quite good. They have lots of options for their army when it comes to fighting against the Dawi, and that will be our very last match, the rubber match, the ultimate match. And I'm really looking forward to it. So if you haven't gone and subscribed to Zardar's channel, go and subscribe. I'll put the link in the description to his viewpoint of the battle, and hope to see you on his channel. Say hello from TzuDevil, and I look forward to the third match in this fight. I think it's going to be good. So that said, have a good one, and I'll see you soon.